this is King Mason Data, or my birth name is Mason XY. In this dimension, we will talk about what if Red was sponsored by Giovanni, and related to him by being his nephew. So on, Red is in a disguise as a Team Rocket member, codenamed Crimson. As we all know, Red can't be spotted as a Team Rocket member, since in this timeline, Red was spared from that fate of having to do completely different ulterior motives to even get in the league. And so on, because of that, he's almost attacked by a wild Cypher that was guarding this forest, because all these Cypher here might be related to the noble Cleaver from Hisui. So when he's about to be attacked by the wild Cypher, a Thunderbolt appears, saving him. So on, Proton says, "Welcome, rookie." Explaining he's 1 year above him. He's been working here hard, since he's been sponsored, but never made it so far to approval level. Since he did his best, but never got it out. So, when Red thanks him still, it should be obvious of what's Proton started anyway. So when he catches the wild Cypher, but a young, different colored Cypher definitely is looking up in rage. So on, Crimson, aka Red, battles everything out with his Charmeleon by his side. They battle it out harder than ever, pushing themselves to blaze. In close combat, it wasn't so good. Red's Charmeleon used Dig, that didn't work. Red's Charmeleon used Shadow Claw, tried his best on that. He even tried a Slash, and that didn't even work. And so when he was tired out and hit badly on his stomach area, he's pushed past his limits and uses Blaze, powering up to a 10 billion volt power of fire, and defeats Cypher. He catches Cypher easily, Cypher looking him up, saying, "How could I lose?" So on, Proton says he's jealous when he comes over, sees he has a shiny Cypher with him, wishing he had waited a bit and let Red catch the other one, but, it happened, so he can't change it so easily. So on, Giovanni lets Red keep Cypher since it can't be related to Noble Cleaver because of its actions. It has no nobility, or it has power, but not the power he's looking for. So when he's trying to revive ancient Pokemon to bring to his army, since he's heard of this happening before and stopped, he decides to take his advantage of that situation. So lets Red keep it because it attacks the lab system to have fire Pokemon most of the time, doing machinery. So when Red gets back to work and goes on training, getting off his uniform as well. He trains with Alligator to master his alpha abilities, but still has a hard time controlling it at all times. While Charmeleon and Cypher battle it out to prove who's the better Pokemon on the team. So on, Red meets Blue, and Blue wants to battle again. So when they do, Charmeleon seeing Squirtle, and Squirtle like saying, "Oh, he had a growth spurt." This is basically where Charmeleon bullies Squirtle in the situation to get back at him for bullying him so much, and someone wins. So on, Red sends an Alligator, turning Charmeleon, not wanting an outburst like that again. So on, he sends an Alligator, and Blue sends in Rhyhorn. They battle it out, and Red knocks out Rhyhorn with Alligator's Ice Punch. So on, Alligator is going to be defeated here because he's tired from battling Rhyhorn. And let me just say this, it was harder when you get attacked by Rock-type moves if you're Electric-type Pokemon here. So on, Pidgeotto beats him easily with Twister, then completely beats him out for good. So when Cypher appears, and Blue is impressed here, wondering how he got that, but says he'll deal with that later, and they battle it out. So on, it was an area battle where Pidgeotto's Claws versus Cypher's Scythe, and so on they battled it out pretty well. But Blades versus Blades might not always work, and so on when Cypher knocks Pidgeotto down with a Gust, then pushes him down and uses a Rock Smash, powered up by a little of the altitude in the air. Blue admits he's getting better, but Pristok was a champion, and, Giovanni lost to him in the league. So on, Red meets a Weedle, thinking of adding to his team. He was thinking about training it up to a Beedrill to complete his Pokedex a little. So on, Cypher battles it, but gets a little feeling bad since he's just, being it's a Weedle, and that's a Scyther, so I think that's pretty obvious. And so on, when they battle it out, Cypher gets, annihilated. So on, because Weedle likes him and decides to join him. So on, a boy named Bugsy doesn't like his Pokemon, a poison-type Nidoran female, and decides to let Red have it if he trades him his Weedle. And so when they do, after getting a little communication, explain that this is a better option, since they have no connection otherwise. And so on, Red meets Leaf, who is a Charmeleon, that looks at him since he saw him in a lab. And so on, Red recognizing this, decides to battle her and will report her in. So on, Red and Charmeleon versus Leaf's Charmeleon battle it out. So on, they battle it out pretty hard. When they both jump, Charmeleon does his signature backflip with his slash, and so on powers up even further, attacking with his tail, slapping Charmeleon down. So on, Charmeleon's not feeling good anymore, and so on. Leaf sends Eradicate, her trusty old partner, along with Red sending his new Pokemon to test out her new abilities. And because of that, they battled out. But Nidoran may have poisoned Eradicate a little, but not enough to even work. And so on, pimp slats Nidoran to the ground, knocking her out easily. So on, Red has to deal with this quickly, sensing a starter, and this battle is pushing Elgit's to his limits, and already Giovanni pushed him to his edge enough with his intense training. And let me tell you, you'll find out later, but it was cruel, honestly. And so on, forces evolution, one-shotting Eradicate into the wall. Leaf returns and knows that she can't deal with this since her alpha Pokemon she got from her father. Because Giovanni took them away, and since finding out Red's part of that, she vows revenge, and she uses, a smoke screen to get out of there. Red wonders where she's at, but can't deal with it now, and deciding that she has an alpha Pokemon now, decides to train even harder, and they do. So on. A girl named Emma from this dimension, is a twin sister to Misty. If someone complains that Poplio isn't good enough for the team while the others are high level, she isn't. She's trying her best, Poplio's trying her best here, but it's not worth it for Emma, and so she decides to throw her Pokeball away, just get rid of her. Red stands up for Poplio here, explaining that a Pokemon has to work hard to even get strong, like his Electivire. And so on, they battle it out, or at least Red was thinking that, but she says, "You can have this Pokemon, I don't want it." And so on, Poplio's afraid, but Red treats her nicely. And so on, when he's handed her dive ball, they get along great. Poplio chills out with Charmeleon, getting along great, and stays on Red's head most of the time, while Charmeleon walks with Red in a cool team building exercise when you see anime characters walking together. So on, Misty seeing Poplio thinks Red stole it, believing that he's a thief no matter what, even Giovanni says. And so on, Red snaps at her, saying Emma is the one that abandoned Poplio and gave her to him. And so, you should get mad at her and not Red. And Charmeleon getting ready to even burn her face off? Trust me, Charmeleon protects his trainer with a lot of loyalty here. And you can't blame Red, because he's that nice of a guy. So when Misty feels bad, and someone leads and try to find Emma and reason her to not do that again. So on, Red is in the Pokemon Center when he's told by Nurse Joy he's got a call from Professor Oak. Professor Oak explains he has a guy named Bill they should have talked about to help Electivire evolve, along with, after finding out he has a Poplio, and saying she might get a extra power up for her, and so on, he goes to Bill. While there, Blue meets Red once again, waiting to battle him and see who's better. So on, Red sends in Charmeleon, and surprised to see his Squirtle evolve into a War Turtle now quickly. Blue says, "I can't let you beat me that easily," and they fire, with Red telling Charmeleon to use a flamethrower. Blue says to War Turtle, use Water Pulse. They battle it out almost, but they're both tired. Charmeleon's Blaze activates, powering up greatly, when Blue tells War Turtle to use Ice Punch. They both knock each other out easily, since before War Turtle was knocked out, he knocked out Charmeleon, but in the end faded from overexhaustion from the power of Blaze. And so on. Blue sends in, his newest Pokemon along with another one. Somebody wanted to match Charmeleon's firepower and called Professor Oak, his grandfather, and asked about that. And so on, they battled out. So on, Elkid uses a Thunder Punch after, Magmy gets close in, but toxics him with a poison gas. So when Elkid wins, but Elkid Electivire is badly poisoned. It's Electivire, sorry. Blue sensing his Pikachu, who he evolved from a Pichu after finding out his Thunder ability was high, and so on. Pikachu uses an Iron Tail, then uses a very powerful move, a Thunder Punch. Trust me, this Thunder Punch was a little different. When Red thinks it's impossible, it gets in and it's a fake out, and so on. Well, Pikachu uses an Iron Tail and defeats Electivire, because Electivire has already been through a battle. When being poisoned, you gotta understand that's gonna cause a lot of damage in the Pokemon's battle, and so on. Blue sees Cypher and thinks he can easily win, but Red's learned a lot from Giovanni, even if he hates to admit that. And so on, tells, Cypher to get in when Blue tells Pikachu to use Thunderbolt, but, he's knocked out easily, and thinking he's gonna have to work on Pikachu even more since he wants to rival that Electabuzz right now. And so on. When he sends in Pidgeotto, he battles it out, but Cypher's paralyzed, but wins easily, powering up with an X-Scissor, knocking him out. So on. Blue sends in his Rhyhorn, while Red sends in Nidoran, his female. She's covered in on a rock slide, trapped, and revolts in the arena, then uses a Mega Punch, and one-shots Rhyhorn easily. So on, Red sends in Popplio, who's excited to battle for him, while Blue sends in Poliwag, he just caught. It seems pretty powerful, but basically starts sipping for Popplio. Trust me, you'll understand when it evolves. When she's evolved, actually. And so on, she breaks his heart, and they battle it out. So on, after his heart's broken, he uses a Water Pulse, a Bubble Beam to be exact, while Popplio uses a Disarming Voice. But this is because it's more powerful, but in this situation, Emma's training did help out in one way. An evolution happens. Brion is now happy and wants to get cuddled by Red. Red's super excited, pats her on the head, while Poliwag was excited, and now is heartbroken, and forces an evolution, angry at Red for taking what he could have had. So on, they battle it out. But, so on, they attack. Brion uses Hyper Voice, while Poliwhirl uses Ice Punch, knocking them both out, pushing them beyond their limits. So on, let me explain why. That battle was more longer than you think, and trust me, if I mention it all, it would be kind of hard. So on, Red picks up Brion, thanking her for all her hard work, and returns him. She's excited at least Red notices her, and appreciates her. While Poliwhirl is standing like a champ while faded. Blue's impressed and saying they'll battle again next time. So on, Red's battling other trainers until then.